Are you a fan of David Lynch? For the entire month of October, we're going to be talking about David Lynch movies. Make sure you subscribe so you can see what movies we're talking next. All right, we are back with the Paradiso Boys. It's October. It's spooky month. We're talking spooky movies. We're talking David Lynch movies. We're calling it Lynchtober. So if you're watching this, you must be a fan of David Lynch. I know I am. Brad's here.
Hello.
Mark's here.
What's up?
Thank you for being here, Mark.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thank you. Yeah. So you were telling us before the show you have not experience with Eraserhead, but you have something about it.
I knew it was like a movie of note, right?
Okay.
And I've like, I tried to, like, when I was a little kid, I tried to, like, read the books of note, like the classic stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, as I've gotten older, I've tried to read, like, see. I've tried to see the like the movies of note.
Yeah.
So I knew that was on the docket. I did not understand it.
Okay.
Like, I knew it was a David Lynch.
Yes.
Right. So I saw, for some reason, I like watched Twin Peaks. Really
Okay.
late.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like a little bit ready for that.
Yeah.
Movie.
Just the weirdness of it. Yeah.
I was ready for the weirdness. But like, I was like watching it. So I like sat down and I'm like, oh, cool. I got to watch this movie. I'm going to relax. Mm-hmm. That is not a relaxing movie.
No.
It is not at all. I did the exact same thing last night.
Yeah.
And I was just the entire time just kind of cringing. Just,
Yes.
Ooh.
You're like, so you're the movie guy.
Yes.
Right? Okay. You're like the director.
Uh-huh.
So tell me if I hit this right.
Okay.
The sound in that movie
Yeah.
was made to keep you irate
Yep.
and like on edge without even knowing it. Mm-hmm. Yes or no?
Yeah. No, that's 100%.
Okay.
Like that's like
I was irate.
that's like the standout of the movie. Like I guess there's a lot of standouts of the movie,
Yeah.
but like to this day, people say because David Lynch did all the sounds himself.
Okay.
Oh, Foley artist.
Yeah. I mean, he's a painter. He's a musician.
It was crazy clown time! Crazy clown time!
He, whatever,
He's a
filmmaker.
real deal. He's
a real deal.
Yeah.
And the set, like the audio, this was like groundbreaking for the time for like sound mixing in a film.
Okay.
And for, weird body horror too.
Yeah, it was like, so like I said, I was like trying to relax.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting down and right off the bat, like all the industrial noise.
Yeah.
Was at just like an annoyance level.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the baby.
The baby,
It's
yeah.
just
It's
as
fucking
annoyance
driving
level.
me crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's the singing.
Yeah.
And then it's the baby.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the whole thing was
Yeah.
not pleasant.
What did you think of Twin Peaks?
I like Twin Peaks. I feel like it didn't really have like a ending, right? Because it like didn't get it.
It didn't end, but then a couple years ago they did like a third.
I
like,
saw that.
Okay.
Did not like that.
I didn't see that, so I
did not like that.
Okay.
I thought Twin Peaks was really cool, and I was like watching all the way through. I really like when you can find a show after the fact.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, every
Just
time I come
speed through it,
home,
yeah.
it's like I get to episode.
Yeah.
It's like cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait a week, whatever. And so that was cool. Twin Peaks was really cool. I love all the mystery.
Yeah.
I love all like the time, all this cool stuff is happening. You don't get it because it ends early. They
Yeah.
canceled it, right?
Yeah. I think they were canceling it, and then they brought back David Lynch to like do the big episode, the final, and then he did like a big cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah.
Not to spoil it for you, Brad, but
The pilot is an hour and a half long.
Yeah,
I'm not
you're
getting
not
into it
gonna watch
anytime
it.
soon.
Okay.
I might watch it, just not in the near future.
yeah, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's still like a fun show. The first season, at least, I think that's what
sure.
drew people in. Is
That's
sure.
if I were to watch Twin Peaks, that's probably what I would focus on.
just watch the first season and then skip to the last episode of the second. Yeah.
I used to be that person who's like, oh no, I can't skip a season of something, and then I've watched shows since then that like, no, you can skip the 5th season of Dexter, shit
Yeah.
like that. It's just, it's forgivable.
I find with those shows, I gotta make sure I'm not staring at myself in the camera. I love the okay, like those mystery shows
Yeah.
are awesome. It seems until they start explaining some of the mysteries.
Yeah.
Like you guys watch Get Into Lost at all?
What was it?
Lost. It was like a TV
Lost?
show.
No, I haven't seen.
So Lost, like it had all these mysteries.
Yeah.
And like in your brain, kind of like Twin Peaks, you like work
Yeah.
up the solution to the mysteries, and then they give you the answer, and it's nowhere
Never
near
satisfying.
as
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So you're kind of in, you know.
Yeah, that's the even for like something like The Flash. I remember I was big into The Flash.
Okay.
But then like once they resolve like the main plot that's like driving the story forward, then it's just like doing the same shit over and over again.
Are you talking about the TV show?
The TV
People
show.
love that TV show.
They do, but it's on like their 15th season. My roommate watched it
Yeah,
at one
I
point.
gave
He's
up
like,
a
I
long
can't
time
do
ago
it.
It just ended.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because they resolved like the initial plot from the first episode with like his mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then-
that plot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
And then,
Where
but
do you-
like
where do
they
you go
just
from
keep
there?
going with the show, and so then I'm like, okay, well, you know, I don't know.
That's well. I mean, now it's even more impressive. They lasted so long.
Are you a comic book guy?
Comic book movie guy.
Okay. Are you a comic book guy?
Yeah, I was when I was a kid, not so much
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
I'm a man now.
There you go.
Are you a comic book man?
My dad was really into comic books, and so I remember he had this like stash, and I like read them 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And then I got into like comic book shows,
Okay.
like cartoon stuff.
Yeah, that's
And
where I
then,
started.
like, you know, I was like a big Batman guy.
Yeah.
So that was like a huge treat when those 3 movies came out.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got like marveled out a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
But
definitely.
I'm kind of like I need a break.
Yeah. Yep. After they did this last Spider-Man movie, I was like,
Yeah.
there's literally nothing else I need right now.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of like, okay, so this, I have another theory. I have a lot
Okay.
of theories. The Marvel movies have ruined me to watch a really good movie.
Okay.
Because, no, this is serious.
I believe you.
Because, like, when you're watching a Marvel movie, you're kind of passively, like, watching it. There's no stakes.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's crazy is going to happen.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, when you're watching a movie and you get that, like, something could, like, actually happen, or, like, it's a tense moment, or you don't know what's going to happen, or a surprise, I need, like, I don't have my sea legs for that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
I need to get them back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It
Yeah,
does,
no, that makes
yeah,
a lot of
it's
sense.
interesting.
Yeah, like it was something like, you know, like you were saying, the last Spider-Man movie. It's like it feels like every movie nowadays needs to have like a big clap moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, that like the audience shouldn't just be like, oh, this is cool, let's clap for
Yeah.
it. It should be like, oh, this is an interesting story, and like
Yes.
I'm stuck to it that way. I'm not stuck to it because characters from another movie appear in this movie.
And now because of that, modern theater goers think that they mistake just regular movie moments for clap moments, and it's
Yeah.
like stop, the plane hasn't landed, stop clapping.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm a sucker for story.
Yeah.
I love story. Like, I'm like a dude that will maybe not buy the video game, but I'll wait for a little bit after everyone's been playing it, and
Yeah.
I'll watch
the whole
like
Well,
cutscenes
yep.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the way through, because I love the story.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then it makes sense that you wouldn't like this film because it's no story. No.
Great pivot.
Yeah, well, there's sort of a story. There is a story, but
Yeah.
it's all over the place.
Yeah.
It was his first film. He had to he would film some of it and then take a break because he ran out of money, and so then he would film more of it like months later after he
Okay.
could get the money. But then after this one came out, you know, a ton of critical, you know, success. Everybody loved this movie, especially like in the experimental like cinema world.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And it's, you know, to this day, it's like sort of cult. I mean, it's like in the Criterion Collection, so
that was
What
the
does that
first
mean?
thing that
What does
popped
that
up
mean?
when I watched it.
it's like it's a like organization that like every year they like put out a list of like these are the best movies of all time, and
Okay.
they have like a whole, you know, special edition DVDs that they release of them.
If you go to like a Barnes and Noble, they have like a
Yeah.
section like just for that, like Blu-rays and DVDs,
Okay.
Criterion, and it's a lot. I don't know how many like percentage wise, but a good chunk of them are usually like this is the only printed, like this is the only copy of this you'll find from
Yeah.
our collection, and they're usually like $40.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so you being like the director guy, why do you like that movie?
I like that movie. I really like independent movies. I like, you know, first movies. Like this was his first.
Yeah.
And I like stuff that's just different. Like you were saying with like, you like stuff that's story driven. I like stuff that's just, you can't see this like in a regular theater. You can't just fucking go to Imagine and like watch Eraserhead.
No.
You know?
No.
Yeah.
No, you cannot. No,
So-
you cannot. Did you like it? Like, did you like enjoy it, or were you like, damn, man?
I was enjoy is definitely not the word.
Yeah.
It was, I like appreciated it from like, I was telling him, we've done a couple of these David Lynch films now.
Yeah.
I was telling him like in terms of like the like camera work, the like cinematic, the close-ups, the
Yeah.
insane use of liquids in this film specifically, like
Yeah.
I can appreciate that like artistically, but in terms of like, oh, this is my comfort movie, absolutely not.
Okay. Did he have like a message, or is he just trying to do weird stuff?
That's a you question.
I think it's a bit of both. He never, there's like famous interviews like of him, and he just doesn't divulge in like anything about this movie. Like that, he said in an interview like,
Eraserhead is my most spiritual film.
What elaborate on that?
No, I won't.
Good for him, man.
yeah. But it was about, he wrote the film after his first child, I believe, and he was like a broke artist and so, painter, I think. And so he was like, I wrote this film about what it was like being a father.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. More of it now.
Yeah.
I get more of it now.
Uh-huh.
Did you see David Lynch and Louie?
Yeah, he would play like the studio executive of the
cool.
Tonight Show. Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's
I
one of my
didn't
favorite clips.
Well, all right, let's see it.
See what?
See the funny. Make me laugh. Go.
Go?
Go. Funny. 3, 2, 1. Go.
I'm not that kind of funny.
I haven't watched Louie in, oh my God, I think I watched it on Hulu in like 2012.
Yeah.
I didn't clock it. I didn't know who David Lynch was at the time.
That's why I watched Twin Peaks.
Oh, no kidding.
Okay.
I was like, who is this dude?
He's
That's
hilarious.
And then I like reverse engineered it, and I was like, I got to see that. Yeah.
He's like, be funny, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen clips of David Lynch just as a person that make me go like, oh, he's eccentric. That's
Yeah.
fun.
He seems like a dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like an
Yeah.
original. Like he's his own thing,
Absolutely.
which is cool.
Okay, so the movie, I don't know, begins. There's a shot of Henry is his name,
Yeah.
and his head, and there's like a planet
Yep.
also, and then there's a guy pulling levers
Yep.
in the planet, and then there's like a shot of like a sperm creature.
Yes.
That's like a reoccurring image throughout the
Yes.
film, is these strange little sperm creatures. And he works at a factory.
Do you ever see him work at
No.
the factory?
He says he's on vacation, but also like
I think he's unemployed. I thought he was unemployed. What did you think? Did you
that could be the case. He was just unemployed and
on vacation?
I
yeah.
I looked up a synopsis at some point. I think I was looking up the
You're a
cast.
cheater. You're a
I
cheater.
swear I was looking up the cast because there's a woman that I was like, oh, that's what's her name from like a few episodes of Roseanne. It was not. It was not. I was off by a few decades. But in the synopsis, I believe it said he was like visiting his sister. So I don't know that it was
Okay.
really
I don't-
that
I
really
don't
doesn't
see
answer
it.
the question now that I say it out loud.
Yeah, I don't see
But
where that. I don't. Do they ever reference a sister in the film?
I don't know.
Who is the? Oh wait, not the sister, the girlfriend,
Girlfriend.
The girlfriend, yeah.
or was it the parent? I don't know.
Well,
This movie fucked my brain up.
So the girlfriend, he goes to the girlfriend.
Girlfriend, yeah.
He has a neighbor, a sexy neighbor, and she says a girl named Mary called and invited you to dinner with her parents.
That's
so
what I thought I
that's
recognized.
where he goes, and that's sort of, I guess, the crux of the story. That's where it begins. Is he meets the parents, finds out she had a baby. By the way, the parents, fucking, no part of this movie takes place in our reality. That's.
Okay.
It's everything about this movie is just so, it's like just off. It's
Very off.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump ahead, but that mom,
The mom's a real weirdo.
yeah.
I don't know. What'd you think
Also
of the family?
Dad. Also
The dad's a
I
weirdo.
mean, yeah,
They're
dad's
crazy weirdos.
dad's a weirdo, but he's not like kissing his son's neck.
Yeah. The grandma who just sits
She
there
just sits there.
and she just puts her arms on the salad and like
Yeah.
tosses the salad for her.
I thought it
Yeah,
was a very nice scene.
Yeah, that was a nice
It
gesture.
was like a loving gesture to keep her involved.
that's a good point.
I like that he was just sitting at his typewriter and he was like, and there's a scene where the mother goes behind the grandmother and tosses the salad for her. Why? Just because.
Just a kind gesture.
Yeah.
You got like a glimpse of all these like really weird things that you wanted to know more about.
Yeah.
But like I felt like the whole time I was just like I felt like it was an exercise in him pushing the boundary to like agitate
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah, experimental for sure.
Like totally experimental. Like
Yep.
like how long can I get like I almost felt like I was getting a joke played on me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're gonna put like you're never gonna realize why you're antsy in your seat.
Yeah.
But it's like that sound. Or like you're not gonna realize why you're uncomfortable. Well, I'm gonna like uncomfortable dad, uncomfortable mom,
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
The chicken looked disgusting.
It did.
Yeah.
It's just like leaking out black fluids.
Is that supposed to mean something?
I was curious about the same thing. I'm like, is it
I
undercooked?
have no idea. It was like still moving, and they were like tiny.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, but the dad loved the chicken. He was like, yeah, the chicken it looks good.
He loved it so much he let it get cold and then complained about it.
Yeah, that's right. He was cooking the chicken.
Typical man.
I sent him a text, like after, and I was like, I don't think I'm smart enough for this movie. Like I didn't.
When I first came down here, I was like, Joseph, I watched it.
Yeah.
But my brain did not process a lot.
Yeah, I
of
don't
it.
think anyone outside of David Lynch understands this film.
But I was also honored that I was chosen to talk about Eraserhead. I was honored in a little bit. I was
Thank you.
okay,
Thank you.
they must
I
think I'm
picked
like,
this one just for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love
Didn't
it.
just align with the date, but whatever, it's fine.
No. I picked this one just for. I held this one off. We did a few other David Lynch films, but this is going to be the first
Thank
episode
you.
we put
Thank
out.
you.
So
I did feel honored.
I don't know why I associated this one with you, but
The hair, maybe. I grew it one time, and it did. In college, I did grow it out.
yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and it got Eraserhead-ish.
Oh, that's
Okay.
dope.
Yeah. Yeah, girls did not think it was dope, but
Ah,
I did try.
Yeah, you try. That's all.
yeah,
That's all
you
can
don't
ask.
got to do everything for the girls.
That's
you know?
true.
That's
That's true.
very true. Sometimes you just do it for you.
College Mark was doing a lot of things for the girls, and it was not working. It was not working, but I give the old college try.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well, you know who was trying with the girls is Henry in
Very good
Eraserhead.
segue.
Because
Very good segue.
Doing great.
because he went so far as to get someone pregnant, and the mom was was confronting him about it.
Yeah.
But the baby. Did either of you expect the baby? Were either of you aware of the baby?
Like before watching this movie,
Yeah.
I knew that there was like a baby in it at some point. I have seen the clip, like I've seen a clip of it, like moving around, making noise
Okay.
or whatever. That's literally the only thing I knew about this movie.
Okay.
No.
No. So were you shocked when you saw the baby?
I mean, it kind of fell in line with the rest of the movie.
Okay.
But I did not. I was like, okay, well, like the opening scene.
Yeah.
You see the planet.
Yeah.
And the alien stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this a little alien baby? Like, is this going to tie in with the man with the levers? And Henry is somehow involved with this, or maybe the man with the levers sent the
baby.
the
The alien
the
baby.
sperm stuff
Yeah.
from space. I didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah.
But I wasn't surprised. I was just like,
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
that there would
I
be
feel
a
like
weird
with-
looking baby.
After watching a few of these films, I just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
I do have my most surprised part, but I'll wait. I'll
Okay.
wait for when it comes out.
Okay. Yeah, it's just I remember the first time I saw it, I was just so unsettled by it, and just like when they would do the close-ups and just the wetness and the spots
Yeah.
on it, and you're just
Yeah.
like, man, I don't like this.
Yeah, even though I've seen the baby before, the first time we see it in this movie did still make me very unsettling because it's like she's like feeding it baby food, it's just spitting it back out,
Yeah.
and it's already like gross and wet and like
Yeah.
you've already said. So
Yeah.
100% unsettling.
Did we ever come up with why he was? I thought he was going to feed the worm to the baby that he was saving.
Yeah,
in the
that's
closet.
the worm
Did we ever
thing.
get a
I
wrap up
didn't-
on why he had the worm, or why his apartment was filled with dirt and old dead plants and dead vegetation? Did we ever get that? Did we ever
It's
find
not a
that
lot
out?
of sunlight, I guess.
But I mean, like the whole there was like around his radiator.
Yeah.
It's like all dead like vegetation, and it was like the plant. You see the plant on his nightstand.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
just a dead plant coming out of dirt.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a symbol of like, he can't even take care of the plants, so like, he's not doing a good job with the baby or whatever.
Yeah.
But the worm thing, because he gets a little box with a worm in it,
Yeah.
and you're right. I don't think that's ever.
Did we resolve that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
It's-
He's hiding it from his girlfriend.
It's just a tasty little treat.
Yeah, he just likes worms. Maybe that's
It's his friend.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole time was like, I feel like David Lynch was looking at me, being like, "Dude, this guy sat down through half of this. Can you believe this?"
Yeah, this film is
Yeah.
a big joke.
Yeah. Like he's in the audience, being like, "Dude, these people are sitting through this.
Yeah,
We're in the top 100."
I did that before. I made a film called The 4-Hour Techno Nightclub Experience.
Whoa.
And it's just 4 hours of me and one of my friends dancing to techno music. And I submitted it to a ton of festivals, thinking
Yes.
like it would be very fun for these festival judges to watch 4 hours of two guys dance.
Yeah.
but didn't get accepted to any.
Yeah.
But, it was a good time.
Did you get any feedback?
No,
Did you meet the required time quota?
I went well over the quota. It was 4 hours long.
They might have a maximum now because of you.
Yeah, probably.
That's cool. You're making these films.
Yeah, that one's not so much a film as it is just I guess like. I don't really know.
A Lynchian annoyance.
Yeah, I guess.
A Lynchian annoyance.
Lynchian annoyance.
Respect.
Yeah. That's going to be the new name of the
creating
film.
genres.
The Lynchian annoyance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he like that term Lynchian came from him, like just
No
for
doubt.
weird, unsettling things.
That came from him, like he made it up.
No, like that can't
okay.
like that. That term came from like Lynchian style of filmmaking.
Gotcha. I was gonna
What
say,
was it in Twin
can't give
Peaks,
yourself
like-
your own nickname.
The woman in the dress in Twin Peaks. Wasn't there a woman in a dress? She was like incredibly. All right.
Was it Laura Palmer?
I don't know. I'm getting us off. I'm getting us off base. My bad.
There was the
we're never on base.
The room where like everybody talks backwards.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the little guy.
The little guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That was
now
Lynchian.
now we're cooking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, him I've seen clips of as well.
Yeah. It was fun.
Lots of red.
Yeah. So the wife, Mary, I think was her name. She can't stand
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend,
Yeah.
the pre-wife,
Soon to be wife. Yeah.
soon to be wife,
Allegedly.
alleged wife. She hated the baby crying,
Yes.
which you did too. I
But
did
I also
too.
felt like she was left home all day.
Yeah,
Like Henry was kind of a jerk.
yeah. He just kind of dipped. He's on vacation, so it's like, where'd he go?
No child's gonna mess up my time off.
Yeah. He just go to like walk around piles. That's all he did in the movies. Just
really
walk around
did.
piles.
So, oh, this is a nice pile. I'm gonna sit down in it for a little while.
Yeah. But the girlfriend, she hates the baby. She's like, I can't take this. I'm leaving you with the baby. And he's like, are you coming back? And she's like, ah. And she just disappears.
Yeah.
She's gone.
That's the
But
best way to put it.
who needs that bitch? Because he has. Is that bad?
No.
Okay.
It's just didn't expect it.
Yeah. He's got a new woman living in his radiator that he's obsessed with now.
Yes. I did not understand that at all.
Yeah.
What is that supposed to represent? I want answers, man. I came here for answers.
I'll call David Lynch. I'll tell him, listen, Mark is really upset with your movie. He wants to know why a lady with big cheeks is dancing while stepping on more sperm creatures.
Yeah.
She's not even dancing. She's just like walking in a square.
Yeah, she's just kind of singing and
Yeah.
Seeing
Looking.
Heaven. Some movie about going to
something
heaven.
about
Something
heaven.
about
Yeah.
heaven. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get it.
Yep.
I was peak annoyed at that point. I was like, these guys better explain this movie when I get there. At least it'll be worth it. Also, I'm not relaxed.
Oh no.
Yeah. Opposite of what I was trying to do. But hey, man, it was for art.
For art.
Right. Art doesn't have to be
For
a
the
good
pod.
time.
Anything for the pod.
Yeah. We've done some wild shit for this pod. We've watched so many bad movies for this pod.
And more to go.
More to go. Just so many bad movies.
Oh yeah.
This one was fine. But
I didn't hate it. It was just unsettling.
it was just weird. So I don't remember where I was going with this.
You were,
Brad
like, in the radiator.
in the
Yeah,
radiator. Okay, so the wife leaves. He's taking care of the baby, and the baby might be sick. It has like weird spots all over.
Yeah.
So he makes it a little teapot. And then he tries to leave. He tries like a number of times to leave the apartment, and the baby starts crying every time he leaves.
Yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
get
dude, you're just trying to like dip on your baby?
Yeah, that's not how babies work.
Yeah.
They're not cats.
Henry, I think, is a jerk.
Yeah.
He's not a good person.
And I believe the girlfriend only said like, I just need to get a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And there really is no time frame in that movie.
Yeah.
Right? So it could have been
There's
like
no-
hours, it could have been days. Like
Yeah.
they
It's
kind of
true.
like lead you to believe it's days and makes you kind of feel like it's days.
Yeah.
But maybe like that's in little Henry's head, and really she was just gone for one 24-hour period to get some sleep.
That could have been the case, yeah.
know?
Yeah, there's no really because he's in his pajamas at one point, but then he's like in a full suit and then at a different point, and so it's like, did he just change? Is this the next morning? Like, was this? And like, why does he keep leaving the baby alone in the apartment? Like, there's not a whole lot of like sense of time in the film.
And yeah, Henry just overall is not a very
Yeah.
responsible person.
Not to
Seems
mention the
like-
baby, like she's never pregnant. he was like, well, that's impossible. When
just
the mom
showed up and it
tells
was
him,
there.
like, yeah, you guys have a baby. He's like, well, that's impossible.
Right.
Like, so was it a premature baby? Was it even his baby? Like,
I wondered, but then because of everything else going on, it's just best not to worry about what's going to happen. Just let it.
I thought it was Space Baby.
That's what I was thinking too with the
'cause
beginning.
then-
I'm like, it seems on Earth of not this planet.
yeah. So as the film goes on, the Lever Man, who that's actually, do you know the actress Sissy Spacek?
Yes,
That is
know the
her
name of these.
husband.
Oh, okay.
And he was one of the producers of the film.
Gotcha.
Nepotism.
Nepotism.
Yeah.
Classic,
Still alive and well in
classic
Hollywood.
nepotism.
David Lynch taking all this money from Sissy Spacek's husband, who I don't know his name. So he's pulling all these levers, and I don't know, something about, like, someone drops an eraser or something, and that's
Well, I thought, what happens first? Does the eraser happen first, or does the unwrapping of the baby happen first?
that happens at the end.
Okay.
So the Eraserhead,
That's in a dream?
I think that's in a dream. Yeah.
I couldn't even tell, honestly.
Because the baby comes up through the neck and pops the head off.
right.
Yeah.
And then the baby's wearing a suit.
Well, it was him. It was inside Henry, right?
Yeah. It was his body with the baby head.
It just made me think of Rugrats when they're like grown ups.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not think of that, but that's a good reference.
I'm only thinking of it now.
good
At the time,
reference.
I was like, "Ooh, this is gross."
Yeah.
That's a good reference.
Okay. We can get to the unraveling.
No,
of the
let's
baby.
talk about this Eraserhead thing, because that's another thing I wanted answers about.
I don't know about the Eraserhead thing either.
Yeah, that was
honest.
that was one of my more eyebrow raised like scenes for my experience. I was paying most attention at that point, but
They do the like he really he draws, or like
Yeah.
he draws a line and he deliberately erases. And then there was something like, I think the scene even changed.
Yeah.
Because all the erasing shavings. I could have been a film major. I paid so much attention to these details.
honestly,
The erasing shavings are here, and I know like what something represents something, but I'm not smart enough to figure out what it does represent. And he swipes the shavings off the desk, and then it's, I was like, well, Joe and Brad will tell me, and then I just
Oh man, I think it's to symbolize him getting a haircut.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Yeah. He got a nice little
Okay.
haircut, and then they can make erasers with it.
fair. But they like burrowed into his head,
Yeah.
and took out the thing. It was
very very weird scene.
Yeah, I mean, this could have just been another thing of David Lynch just being like, how far can I take this? Like,
Yeah.
what's the wildest shit I can put in here?
Yeah.
And
it worked for him.
yeah, it worked. Definitely worked. All right, let's get to this baby unraveling, because that's my favorite part of the film, even though it's like the worst, not worst, but
Yeah.
like the most grossest part.
Yeah,
I remember when I
definitely.
first saw it, I was just like, oh man, I wanted the baby to be okay, and then just to see what happens to the baby, you get a little sad.
I mean, yeah, the baby didn't ask
Yeah,
for any of this.
I feel like people listening to this are going to hear this next part, and they're going to be horrified, and they should be horrified. But
Yep.
the baby, it wasn't like a baby; it was some sort of space baby,
Yeah.
right? So it wasn't like to a baby,
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
But I was still horrified. I
Yeah.
don't want to be. Maybe I'm the weird one. It was like, well,
Nah.
it's a space baby.
I think
yeah, it's not a real
I think we
baby,
can
so
say
it's less-
David Lynch is the weird
Yeah.
one here. Let's be
Okay.
honest.
But it is like, we built this whole movie up. He's caring for the. Well, okay, so what happens to the baby? He kills the baby, but that's because, spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah, because we got to get to the unwrapping, right?
Yes, it's because the sexy neighbor, she's kissing another man.
But we
Yes.
didn't talk about how the one night that his girlfriend needed to just get 24 hours sleep,
Yeah.
he walks across the street, or not across the hallway, and he hooks up with the neighbor.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why we didn't bring that up.
And why does bed become a weird jacuzzi? Do you remember that part? They sink into the pool. Did you guys watch this movie? I'm the only one that watched this movie?
I'll be honest. I looked at my phone quite a bit for the second
Dude,
half.
man. So they're having this affair,
Yeah.
and the lady, remember, she like looks
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
baby, and Henry is just like, not your
Okay,
problem.
yeah.
And then they don't show anything weird, but then they sink into the pool-
mattress.
The mattress is now a pool of like swamp water.
Okay, yes, I do remember this.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Lynchian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could just be he's
Because
sewaging
then it
his
just transitions
marriage.
to something
Yeah,
else.
I don't know.
Okay, respect.
Yeah,
Henry's a jerk. Hashtag Henry's a jerk. It's gonna
hashtag
be
cancel
trending.
Henry.
Yeah, cancel Henry.
Yeah, son of a
On
bitch.
X. On X.
On X. Kick him off X, Elon. Kick Henry off of X. He's a bad father.
That'd be a funny spoof account to be like tweeting as Henry.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
You know?
Just be like, take like a selfie with like a weird baby.
Yeah,
Be like, "Oh, my new
screech."
baby. Yeah.
Every time I saw Henry's face, I just thought it looked like he was like mid crapping his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very,
Which I figured was intentional.
confused throughout the film.
Yeah.
The actor is Jack Nance, who I think I told you he appears in all of or most of David Lynch's films.
All right.
He plays in Twin Peaks. I don't remember the character's name, but I believe he's the one who finds Laura Palmer dead.
Okay.
And he comes in and he's like, "Don't drink the coffee."
There was a fish in the percolator.
Do you remember that scene?
No, I don't.
That's like a famous scene, but that's Jack Nance. Yeah, I mean I don't know if great's the word for it, but he's definitely in this movie.
He plays a character. He plays a weirdo.
He plays a character in this movie.
Who plays a character in this movie, weird. I mean, what he did, I don't know. What do you think those people are thinking? What? First of all, I have a lot of questions. What is the year this movie was made?
Was it 77?
I think it came out 70s. I
So
want to say
pre-Ghostbusters. That's how I do my movies.
Definitely pre-Ghostbusters.
Or AGB. So it's PGB,
yeah,
BGB, right? Before Ghostbusters.
before Ghostbusters.
correct,
Yeah.
So, like, do you think these actors are like eating the spread at like lunch and being like, dude,
I don't think there was a spread.
we
at
got a
lunch.
hit, or you're like,
Yeah.
did you get your check clear? Or
That's
like,
a very good question.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
this
was thinking
my
about
check
that
clear.
too.
Was your check clear? Yeah.
Specifically during the like dinner scene with the dad, I was thinking like, this guy is like an actor,
Yeah.
and he's like being told like, "Oh, I was on my knees all day," and he's like doing this weird knees dance, and I was like, that guy like just went to work and did this. Like,
Yeah.
that's very strange that he was like okay with that.
Lynch is just like, cut. And he's like, what? He's like, just be weirder.
Yeah, dude, you're being too normal.
Yeah, be weirder.
No normies on my set.
And the mom like kissing his neck. I was like,
I didn't get that.
He
No,
paid
that's-
an actress to do that, and she
Yeah.
was okay with it.
Was the mom jealous? Like, what? I didn't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want answers.
We've spoken about before. He has a weird like illusion for parents, like parental relationships in his
Yeah.
films, and also for the Wizard of Oz. Like he's obsessed with the Wizard of Oz. It shows
Really?
up in like a lot of his films. I think the girl dancing could have been like some sort of an allusion towards like the
Okay.
fairy godmother or whatever she's called,
Yeah.
Wicked or the witch of the whatever,
The Good Witch.
the good
Glinda.
witch, Galinda,
Galinda, thank you.
Galinda the good witch.
Okay. Wicked, great book. And play. All right.
So it could have been this. A lot of his films have it where it starts out like, nice, and then there's like a lot of wild shit happens,
Yeah.
but then by the end of the film, everything gets resolved and everything goes back to being nice. This film obviously doesn't follow that track. I mean, I guess it does in a way, but that's sort of his way of doing like a Dorothy story where it's like,
Yeah.
everything is like nice, and then
Yeah.
a lot of weirdness, and then everything goes back to normal.
Okay. I respect that.
I mean, you could say everything does go back to normal at the end of this film because he unravels the baby to reveal its like organs and its body is like doesn't really have one.
Doesn't have
Yeah,
any.
it's
Doesn't
just-
have any body. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have a body.
No skin or anything.
So if anything, he did the baby a service by like cutting it up because
Baby euthanasia. Baby euthanasia.
yeah,
that
literally
right?
euthanasia.
We could
Yeah.
Yeah.
youth.
Hey-o.
Dismantles the baby.
He dismantles the baby
Dismembers the
with
baby
a pair of scissors.
With a pair of scissors.
disassembles.
Disassembles the
Disassembles
baby.
the baby. Which the scene, if you've never seen it, is going to sound literally horrific.
Yeah.
But it's horrific minus because the baby is.
It's not a real baby.
It doesn't
No,
look
they're
like
not-
a baby.
they're not
It looks like
animated
it
baby,
represents some sort of baby. Yeah. Looks like E.T.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
like
a-
baby E.T.
Yeah, baby easy ET.
It looks like this microphone.
And by the way, E.T. Nobody deserves what happened to that baby.
No. Yeah, nobody deserves to get their organs cut up with scissors.
No, but
No, it's
did
brutal.
it strengthen the baby? Because then the baby,
Well, then the baby, yeah, gives him a big hug, and it's like, thank you.
it's huge. It gets huge.
Yeah. Does it give him a hug?
I don't remember a hug.
Okay, maybe it doesn't.
It could have ate him for all we know.
Yeah.
Because I remember. So tell me if I'm wrong. The baby gets big,
Yeah.
and then it's like, whatever, doing its baby thing, like real big, and then it just goes to the man with the
The
levers
man
again.
with the levers, yeah.
And he's just like,
And it goes home. Maybe the man with the levers was just, he just wanted to fuck with this one guy. He was just like, I'll give him this,
Seems like it. Maybe he's like a puppet master.
I'll give him
type
this
figure.
alien baby and just like ruin his life. So it could have been.
I don't know.
I believe it. That's what I'll go with.
Yeah.
It's the most sense I can make out of it.
Yeah, imagine being David Lynch's kids and like watching this movie and you're like, wow, like Dad wrote this movie because he fucking hated us.
he had a tough go.
Yeah.
He had a tough go. I think everybody. I mean, I have no kids,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm by no means an expert.
Go for
but
it.
I do really feel that, like, parents love their kids.
Yep.
But I feel like I've like talked to a couple and they've like opened up a little bit and they're like,
Don't do it.
no, not don't do it, but like, that moment where where we were so annoyed, like the baby's crying, you haven't got any sleep, and they're
Yeah.
like, they just break, like they break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could imagine like David Lynch trying to be this director.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to be a director and you're like, I don't really think starting a family fits in with that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Not at the
so he
beginning,
probably
no.
had these kids, like, I'm guessing there were maybe oopsies,
Probably.
right? And they're
Most of them are.
and I'm sure he loved his kids, but like, I'm sure that was like not conducive to
Yeah.
making films independently
Yeah.
on
For
no
sure.
budget.
Yeah, for sure.
So like maybe there was some like guilty feelings there.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Maybe
sure.
I'm giving you the answers.
It
Yeah,
could be.
I
I
mean,
need as much. I
it's
need as
like
much
my-
help.
You
as I
really
can
were
get.
the perfect guest for this episode. It seems like
Thank
you
It's
have
like
all the
mine.
answers. Yeah.
University of Detroit Mercy represent.
What was your major?
Education.
Education.
I'm a
okay.
teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher.
It all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out. That's what's up.
I'm a film minor. That's why I didn't know all the information.
That's cool. What was your major?
Finance.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Do you do that now?
Yeah.
So you do finance and make films?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What do you do in the real world?
I work for a recruiting company. I just do like admin assistant,
Hell
kind
yeah.
of data entry stuff. My major was communications.
Where at? Where'd you go?
I went to OU.
Nice. Where'd you go?
Wayne.
Okay.
We're all
Local boys.
Local
That's
boys.
what's
Yeah.
up. Represent.
Yeah.
You don't gotta
We-
leave. You don't gotta leave to get an education.
We saved money.
I did not.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I saved money.
Did you live on campus?
I did, man. So I played baseball there. So I lived
Oh,
on
nice.
campus. So it was like I was able to get like a little bit of that university feel.
Okay. Yeah.
But man, like I think Wayne State won the local college war.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. My when I went there more recent than both of you did.
Okay.
No offense.
Shot at age.
Yeah.
Ageist.
But yeah, the past few years, like it was, from what my parents tell me, it was a lot more booming when I was there than when they were there.
Wayne State is sweet now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a great part of town.
Yeah.
Right? I think U of D, like if you drive down Livernois, and it's starting to like pick back up
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah.
like stores are starting to pop open
Yeah.
and restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was like the area, and like U of D was in the area.
Yeah.
And then as those stores faded, U of D did its best, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like Oakland was like suburb away.
Rochester, yeah.
That Rochester thing.
Yeah.
And Wayne State, all of a sudden it just like
Yeah.
Midtown.
Yeah.
I'd go to, if I had to pick now, I would like, as far as like the scene, I'd go to Wayne State.
Oh yeah, I'd probably do the same,
Right?
especially after going to OU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad; it just wasn't.
OU's
amazing.
nice. I go to
It's
OU
nice.
like to hang out, but like I never like, but that's just because it was closer to Wayne State to my house.
Okay.
That was
So
pretty
it
much
was.
the reason I went. It was just the closest.
And just I like to walk. I like walking around OU.
Okay.
It was that was one of the better parts of going there.
Yeah.
The campus is pretty nice to
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at. That when I was there, they built this brand new like clock tower.
Yeah.
That was pretty annoying because like the entire time I was there, my tuition went up twice.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it was to finance this.
Or the
isn't
clock
it?
tower.
That
I'm
sucks.
convinced. Like you can't tell me otherwise.
Because U of D had the highest clock tower in the area.
Oh, no kidding.
Not anymore, I think, because Oakland, thanks for nothing.
All these clock towers. What do people even use clock towers anymore?
It was never
Use our
right.
phones.
I've never depended on a clock tower
Yeah,
once
we
in my
just use our
life.
phones.
I've never depended on a clock tower, a lighthouse, other giant phallic-like buildings.
Yeah.
Clock towers look cool, though.
Oh,
They
they,
do.
do.
They
100%.
do.
It's a nice
It's great. Yeah. If you,
centerpiece.
For sure.
yeah. It's, if you want like a shot of like a cityscape, it's always great to have a clock tower.
Absolutely.
But it's just like no one uses it. Like, what's
No,
the point
yeah,
of it?
no.
Bell tower. Yeah.
No. The only time U of D's clock tower was right.
Twice a day.
No, that's funny. That's true. That's actually pretty good. No, it was the only time they would like wind it up and get it going was on the day of graduation because all these
Everyone's
parents
coming.
would be on campus.
And if the clock's working, they're like, "What did I give you?" Yeah, that's
clock tower,
brilliant.
fountain clean, everything, grass cut, flowers planted.
Fountains at OU were they were fine for the most part, but they were off. They weren't even filled half the time. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it,
Yeah.
College,
Go Warriors.
college man.
Go Titans.
What are we? Go Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. Yeah,
That's so bad. I should know that.
Grizzlies.
All right. Do you guys have some final thoughts on this movie?
Go ahead, man.
David Lynch, stop it.
No, keep going.
No,
keep
I'm
going.
kidding. No, this is the third Lynch movie I've watched now,
Yeah.
and it just continues to stay weird.
Wait, listen.
But-
wait till we get to Inland Empire. All right.
It sounds like a BBC original. So yeah, can't wait.
I'm glad I saw Eraserhead.
Uh-huh.
And if the job was to make me agitated for an hour and a half, like not agitated at the movie, just like unsettled and agitated,
Yeah.
Right.
Because of the sound, it did its great. I mean, then kudos, man, you're a genius.
Will you continue venturing into David Lynch or probably not?
I think what I'm gonna do
Okay.
is if as these podcasts come out, I think I'm going to look at the movie you watched. I'm gonna then watch it, and then I'm gonna listen to the podcast.
Look at that.
That's a
That's
great
what
way
I'm
to
gonna
do it. I love
That's
it.
what I'm gonna do. That's cool.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I think it was a movie that was made. And we'll see you next time. Big peace.
He was so real for that.